Hey, so while it is still fresh, I'm going to finish up hopefully talking about my fox bite and my finger that I already have a scar on. So maybe there will be no scar from this fox bite. You see it there? It's a slash by my fingernail. And on the second finger here is a little puncture wound, and I went in too. I expect that to heal no problem. I also expect this one to heal no problem. I don't expect any damage. I got a tetanus shot, no rabies, nothing like that going down here. It's just we don't have that in Ireland, so that's good. So this finger is kind of unlucky because I have a big scar, a big mighty scar on the inside. It happened in 1986 when I was 11 years old. I was in what was at the time felt like the last wilderness in my hometown. It was right across the road from where I lived, behind a big wall. It used to be a school, probably, some of it anyway, and there was a big portion of it which was abandoned, derelict. There was a big steel gate which led down a overgrown laneway to the main thoroughfare outside, but nobody ever opened that gate or went in that gate. It was forgotten. The other end of it, another side of it, there was another secret entrance to it over another wall, or you could go through the school grounds and get in that way. I walked along the wall to get in there. I didn't get in anywhere. I just stayed on the walls, moved along the tops of the walls, dropped down into, it was really, and it still is today. I think if you go to look on maps, it's still, there's nothing happening in this place. There never will be anything happening in this place. It's kind of a useless space to many people, but then to many people it's a fantastic opportunity. So it just depends on who's considering it, doesn't it? So I was in there where I would regularly play. It was out of sight, away from all public. Only daring children went in here. And I was climbing this wall, and there was a hook. You know, it was like a big iron hook, like a big one, like one of these things that they stick in the wall, and that they would hammer. I always wondered how they get these things into the stone without the stone breaking. I mean, I don't understand. I'm not a stonemason. I have a friend who's an excellent stonemason, and I've never asked him this. I shall find out this, how they do that and the stone doesn't break. Maybe it's the type of stone. I don't know. But anyway, so there was this, I was climbing the wall and I grabbed onto this hook, and then I slipped, and the hook ripped out. The whole center of my finger was flapping in the breeze on the side of my finger. Blood everywhere. So I don't know how I did it, but with my finger in a state of complete disarray and collapse, 16 stitches I got in there. Like, you can see the scar in the center, it went all the way down, took a big whoosh, opened the whole thing up. So I managed somehow, I don't know, to get over the big wall again. I had to get onto the wall to go along the wall, so I had to get onto the wall, which was a big wall. Size of a single-story house anyway, like, that size. Probably. I'm probably remembering it bigger, and it probably was much smaller than that, actually. But I got onto the wall, and I ran along the wall, which led directly to my house. That's how close I was to this wilderness where I lived. Right in the center of town. We lived right in the center of town. This place I'm talking about is right in the center of town, in Nina, in Tipperary. So I got into the house. It was a beautiful day, summer's day, and I made it through the kitchen, and I was shouting, "Mom, Mom," or something probably. "Mom, Dad," whatever I was shouting, and my mom came out, and she saw, oh my goodness, all the blood she saw on the kitchen floor. And she was like, "Okay." And I was running down to the bedroom and with my mother, and she was going to get me a handkerchief to wrap it up with. And so she opens the drawer where all my dad's handkerchiefs were kept. My dad was like business attire all the time, and he had a lot of handkerchiefs. And my mom opened the drawer and she looked in and she was like, "That's your dad's best one. And this is the one he uses on Sundays." She was going through the handkerchiefs. You know, can't be this one, can't be that one. I was gushing blood. I was gushing blood on the floor, on my trousers, on my shoes, everywhere. And so eventually she gets out one and I wrap it up. And my dad got home. He must have been close by because he was home pretty quick, because he took me to the hospital then. And I got seen very quickly in the emergency room in the hospital with my finger holding it wrapped up. And they gave me stitches, 16 stitches, 16 stitches in the middle of one finger, all the way around, whoosh, whoosh, the whole thing flapped up, both sides, stitches, all the way around. It was bad, like, it's bad, you know, I mean, like, it was a lot of blood. It was gruesome, is what the word is. It was gruesome. It was the scene of the whole event. Anyway, that summer I was going to London, as I did most summers, to live with my brother. And this year I think we were in Waterloo, which was, every summer in London was cool. Waterloo was probably the best. Only millionaires and people on welfare can live in this area. There's the two categories of people live here. It's like you're one or the other. There's no in-betweens. So I had to get my stitches out while I was there during the summer, like a month later or 6 weeks later or something. I had a great time. My finger wasn't bothering me. It was all wrapped up in a big bandage the whole time for the summer, and I was very careful with it, and super. And then I had to get them taken out. So an arrangement was made. I went to the local hospital and met a lovely nurse, sat down, and she taking out the stitches, and she's pulling out the first one, you know, carefully, and then there was 16, yeah, 16 stitches in this one area. So she was taking out 16 stitches from my finger on this beautiful London summer's day. And what happened? Woof, I fainted. Collapse to the ground. And I came back up again. I was like, what the hell happened? And I was embarrassed. I was like, whoa. And she was like, "It's okay, honey, it's okay." You know, she was such a nice nurse, really, really calm. Had seen it before. So it was nothing new. It was new to me, of course. I'd never fainted before, never. I don't think I ever have. Actually, I have. That's another thing. We can talk about that. It's there's a word for it. There's a name for it. I can't recall it right now. But anyway, we're on the finger here. So I don't think there's going to be any long-term scar from this fox bite. Do you? I don't think so. It's a slash by my fingernail. People get slashes all the time. Is an animal bite somehow different and magical that it's going to make a difference? Maybe. Don't know. I got a big scar on my leg, which I got when I was climbing over a barbed wire fence when I was about 9 years old, I'd say. And yeah, that was a big, mighty gash. I might show you the scar sometime, but I tended that to myself. I didn't even tell anybody about that. It was, it's about that long, scar, big long scar on my front thigh. And I said, I'm not supposed to be climbing over that fence, so I ain't gonna go looking for any help with this one. So I just cut a big long strip of Band-Aid on top, held it for a while and kind of concealed my trousers, maybe that day and maybe the next day too, in my pajamas. There might have been blood, but nobody knew, and that healed fine. I've had other injuries on my body as well, which I probably should have sought medical attention for, which I didn't. But I think I'm still alive today, and I don't think I suffer any negative consequences from any of that personal medical attention. Okay, that's it. So I guess the fox thing, what can I say? I do have, and I may even insert it into this video, hey, why not? A neighbor sent me video of this fox outside their house. What was the fox doing in the video? Yeah, it was looking cute, but what was it actually doing in the video? It was eating food from a neighbor's driveway that the neighbor had put out for the fox. I don't think that's a good thing, and I think this is in some way causal in the fox paying such attention to my locale and the persona in the locale and the opportunities and the threats in the locale. All opportunities or threats to the fox did the same thing, pretty much, I think. Yeah, so I just stood in front of him, didn't move, didn't flinch, and he just came like this to my hand. I wasn't standing with my hands out or anything. I was just standing, hands by my side, like, you know, and he just came, barely touched me, like that. That was the touch, like that. Two teeth, obviously. Razor sharp teeth. Why did the fox come close to me? They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to, like, run or scarper, basically, when they get close to a human. That's what I've always been told. Hence, I had no fear of this fox. I thought he was just going to split any second. But it didn't. Careful out there. Wildlife are wild. So I think you should also subscribe to my channel, because apparently that's a good thing, and you won't regret it. Why would you? Have a great day. Be careful of those foxes and all those wildlife that's out there. Stay away from them. Stay away from them, because they are wild. I don't want to see you bleeding like I was and have to go to the hospital for 6 hours to wait for the shot in my ass for the tetanus. They've never seen a fox bite before. I still can't believe that. I can't believe they have never seen a fox bite in the hospital before. It's just, okay. Hey, it's good to be first in things sometimes, isn't it? Right? Yeah? Okay, cool. Super. Bye.